Fiction and nonfiction, watching a movie, doing some of our computer games. They did a scavenger hunt down in the Youth Services Department. That's one of the tasks. So there's a lot of variety in that logbook. And for us, we encourage at least one parent and one child to do the activities together. But in some, we have the whole family doing activities as well. One of the activities on there, winter is a great time for youth services to be able to highlight something that's new in the department, a new service or a new collection, something like that. So this year we have several added databases for children since this fall. And so one of the tasks on our logbook is to go on one of the library's databases for children and do some kind of an activity on it. So I'll send around the brochure if you'd like to take one. Feel free. In the past, Youth Services hasn't had a lot of databases for children. The adult department has really been the one with most of the databases, and obviously there's a lot more things out there for adults. But this year we've really made it a focus to start pulling some of those databases. We did a new budget line item for it this year. And we're starting to look at some of the growlier databases and some of the things that are out there for children. And so Winter Library Club gives us a great opportunity to kind of show parents and families some of these things that are out there that they might just not stumble on by themselves. So it's a good opportunity to highlight some of those things for them. We do have tchotchkes during Winter Library Club, like we do during the summertime. And this year, especially because of this theme, we're very excited that some of the small rewards that families are getting are like very cool. So like a very flashy bookmark. As somebody asked me the other day, is that a bumper sticker? It's a very nice bookmark, and I'll send these around. In our Ellison machine, we can cut out picture frames, heart-shaped, and magnet, so they can put these on their refrigerator. We also have a little stress heart, as we do. And Youth Services, when we first started Winter Library Club, we designed patches every year, and families could earn a patch. And this year, Promotional Services designed a nice little I Heart Batavia Public Library. It looks a little bit like a smiley face blinking at you, isn't it? So I'll just send those around. Those are some of the little just a little sample of some of our things that we're handing out for Winter Library Club. In addition to the reading club, the library club that YS is hosting, and and Stacy will talk about the one in adults and teens, this theme we're very excited about from the staff standpoint. Because in addition to the library clubs, we've really tried to, as a library, embrace this theme. So one of the things, t-shirts. And Saturday was our first t-shirt day. Yesterday was our second official t-shirt day. And so that's just a picture from some of the different departments. If you came into the library yesterday, you saw a lot of these t-shirts around the library. And so it was very exciting. It really got other staff from departments. We get to have a lot of fun, right, Stacy, in our departments? But the CERC department very much embraced this. Pages had their shirts on. Tech Services had their shirts on. So it was a lot of fun. Circulation has also come up with some ideas of things that they wanted to be involved in for Winter Library Club. So patrons, even if you don't want to participate if you don't have young children and participate downstairs, or if you don't really want to participate in the reading portion of the program in adult services, you can do some other fun things that Circulation came up with. So right now, through the end of January, they're hosting a library scavenger hunt for anybody at Circulation. They've got 6 different little scavenger hunts that you can go on, and Circulation's kind of focused on equipment and services that patrons might not be familiar with. So some patrons don't know that we have a fax machine. So one of the scavenger hunts takes patrons to the fax machine. Or I believe one of the readers Is that on one? The reader in the local history room. So there are different things that circulation is highlighting for this scavenger hunt. Just a fun little 5-question thing to go look for, and you get a small reward. Another thing that they're going to be doing during the month of February in circulation is they asked Circ staff to come up with some books. They're going to have a very special display and going on a blind date with a book. So circulation staff have written up little teasers about the book. You don't see what the book is, so you look at the teaser. They've worked with Carrie and Technical Services to be able to put a barcode on the back. So if you're game for going on a blind date with a book, you get to check out this book based on the teaser, take it home, and see what you think. So that's what one of the circulation things are doing during the month of February.
You can't see through that.
So you can't see through it, so it's all just a blind date, see what you get. Winter Library Club is truly fun every year, but this year I think there's a little added spark to it with our theme, I Love Batavia Public Library. And we were able to do some of these nice little rewards and some of the more creative things this year because of the generous support of our friends of the Batavia Public Library who sponsor our Winter Library Club. And that's all that I have.
Questions for Joanne? Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Stacy, welcome.
Guess what I'm going to talk about? Winter Library Club is going on for adults and teens as well. I'm going to send around 3 different items. Please be sure to take one of the hearts and keep it, because I won't let you out of the room later until you've filled it out. So I'm going to start out by talking about the little conversation hearts. These can be picked up near the reference desk. I'm sending them around so you can each fill one out tonight. We're asking patrons as well to fill out just the title and the author of a favorite book. It doesn't have to be your #1 favorite in the world. It can be the first thing that comes to mind. Just fill that in. We're taking these back at the reference desk. People can just turn them in, and then we're putting them up on one of the columns near the checkout desk. On the other column, on the other side of the main entrance into the library there, you'll see some other hearts, and on those hearts people are writing reasons that they love the library. And those hearts are available to pick up near the checkout desk. So we've got lots of hearts going on this month as well. The bright pink sheet is the reading log for adults and teens. Read 3 books and you win a prize and go into a drawing for larger prizes at the end. And we're also inviting teens to write a love letter to a book, and that's what this sheet is. It's almost like, I've forgotten what these are called. What are they called?
Mad Lib.
Mad Libs, thank you. That flew out of my brain. It's almost like Mad Libs, where you fill in what you loved about a book. So this was a brainchild of Christine Edison, our teen services librarian, and the promotional services department whipped up this attractive little thing that teens can pick up near the young adult area. We also have weekly trivia going on back near the reference desk. Look for the heart balloons, and that will guide you to the trivia contest. This week's question I will ask, and if you know the answer, you can march on back there and write it down on a sheet of paper and put it in the box. This week's question goes something like this. Name the U.S. president whose extensive book collection was given to become the start of the Library of Congress.
Thomas Jefferson.
This won't air until after. Yes. This won't air until after that one has been announced.
I was like I was in school.
Yeah, so we have book and library related trivia.
It's okay.
One question a week. Go back and fill in one of the forms. So we're going to do a weekly drawing of the correct answers for a weekly prize. People can win one of the I Love Batavia Public Library t-shirts. And we're going to have a different library related trivia question each week. So that's just back near the reference desk as well. So there's all kinds of fun going on. The second part of January here into the rest of February. So we're looking forward to seeing you all.
Okay, thank you, Stacy. All right, now we're on to committee reports, item 12. Tom, anything to report from Finance Committee?
Yes, we had a meeting this month, and we talked about the ordinance that we're going to be voting on after future agenda items. And discussed it. We felt it's the right thing to do. And the other thing we discussed was the foundation asked George to present an item to the committees to see if there was any interest in pursuing it. We talked about it at the finance meeting and felt that it was something that we should let the other committees look at also and see if they're interested. It's a fundraiser that would be positioned in the library in the foyer probably. So that's coming up for services committee, I guess. Anything, George, have anything else besides that?
No, they covered it.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Any questions for Tom? Okay, and then item 12E is the Library Foundation Board. Kara, anything to report there?
Well, we discussed recruiting new members of the foundation and some ways to go about doing that. So hopefully we'll get some new faces there. And then we've been discussing different ways to raise some money. One of the interesting ones right when I left was doing like a beer with books kind of thing, where, you know, kind of aligning with some sort of beer place in the area, and perhaps like having a tasting here at the library and like a silent auction type thing. So that was one of the last things that we talked about, and I found appealing. So.
Okay.
The book part, not the beer. Well, I mean, I like the beer, but anyway, I will stop right there.
Okay. Thank you, Kara.
You're welcome.
Okay. And then item 12G is Link. George, anything to report there?
The main item at the last meeting, it was the budget for fiscal year 2014-2015 for Lincoln. That's on the agenda as item number 4.
Okay.
And that was discussed by the Finance Committee as well.
Okay.
I've discovered I have more meetings to go to each year now that the governing board doesn't exist. Because we're meeting like monthly. So it's like I've got 6 more meetings that I
But
used to
then
go
in
to.
December, you get to go to the
Oh,
park.
they didn't have that this year.
No, I don't think they're going to do that anymore now. They did that they started as a trustee sort of
Yeah.
winter gathering, so. But it's good, you know, and they're all good people, and so it's, I'm seeing them twice as often as I used to, which is okay.
Okay. And then item 13 is future agenda items. We have a memo in our packet. George, anything you'd like to bring to our attention there?
Well, Jim is working on the technology plan, which we update annually, and that will come to the Facilities Committee in February and to the board in February. Now that the construction is winding down, the Studio GC will be bringing forth in the next month or 45 days or so the update on the master plan. They've been working on that, but we've been focusing, of course, on the GC. So there's several things going on. I expect for the February facilities meeting reports on both the site work components and the facade piece of the exterior masonry. So we'll have, you know, some of these things that have been worked on over the winter will be starting to come forward. So the survey is about ready to take place.
Oh,
with NIU.
good.
So we got lots of stuff, lots of good planning stuff. going on.
Okay.
Has the city said anything about their work around the library? Have they expect to be completed early spring?
You know, I have not had an opportunity, I have not encountered the city engineer or some others to actually have that conversation, and because of the winter I haven't worried about it too much, but I'll touch base on that. They're nearly done. I know in the spring they'll be cleaning up the landscape on Wilson Street next to our building where they took out the trees, and I know some trees are going back in one or two is much fewer than what was in the original plan, and I think most of it otherwise is pretty well done. It looks like there's some finishing up work they need to do on the corner of Wilson and Batavia Avenue. I think winter finally overtook them before that was 100, because they've got it wrapped in
Yeah,
plastic. So
I guess they had to put the cap on.
I think there's a stone cap that goes on those. Some of the retaining walls, such as the one along our hill near the Reading Garden off of Wilson Street, is a poured concrete top. But the ones that are on the corners are much more decorative. They actually have a poured concrete retaining wall that's been faced in stone. It'll be capped with limestone or whatever product they're using there. So much more decorative on the corners. And our corner didn't quite make it before the snow hit. So, and I know
It doesn't appear to be, it was a question at the time, we were looking at it, how high that wall is going to be, but it's just.
it's a sitting wall.
Sitting wall, yeah.
And it actually, it steps down as you go around the corner. And the one, the lower part of Wilson Street toward Water Street is the same way. It sort of steps up. And then on our property, I think there's one step as it goes along. The project turned out pretty nice from what I saw, before they finished. But I think there's some backfill they need to do and some landscape repair they still need to do on our property.
Yeah, they're going to be doing, I guess, the backfill, take in those two sewers down here.
Yeah, they didn't do anything with the sewers last fall, so I'm assuming that's where our drainage comes, one of those at least is where our drainage comes off of our property, and that's its termination point before it hits the city main line. So it's in a bad location in relation to the retaining wall. I don't know why they didn't move it before they built the retaining wall, but
I don't know if they will move it. I know they had some unexpected extra work when they were taking that down because of the bedrock there.
yeah.
Trying to put that wall in.
Indeed, yeah, so, but I'll ask for an update on that.
Okay. Item 14 is the budget for Link for the coming year. Each member library is required to take action on this and then essentially give direction to George for his vote on the governing board to approve it or take action on it within that Link board of directors. So because this is the first time that this budget is coming to our board under the newly constituted Link board, we thought that this should come to the full body. You can see the budget outlined here in the yellow pages. Essentially a status quo budget from last year. George, anything that warrants highlighting here? There's
Nothing special. I know one thing that the board is going to be looking at that relates to this budget are is the amount that each library pays as revenue each year for supplementary maintenance, so that $2,000 per library. That was originally intended, even before I arrived in town, as a way of building up the reserve funds for Link. And the reserve funds are very, very healthy right now, as the old governing board, I think, would knows. And so there's a sense of, do we need to continue pumping that level of money into it each year? So we will be discussing that in the future. Otherwise, as you said, Doug, it's pretty much a status quo budget. There's nothing special about it. So.
Okay. And does it say in this memo when the Link board is actually going to take action on this? Is that
Our next, it'll be at our next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, which is in February, early February.
Okay.
Second Friday, I think, in February.
Okay, so we need to give George some direction here on his vote at that February meeting, so do we
I
have
move
a...
that we accept the proposed budget for the link as presented.
Okay, moved by Von Lunen,
Second?
second by Diane. And, okay, so I guess we need a roll call on this one.
Right, Deitchman,
Aye.
Von Lunen,
Aye.
Blodgett,
Aye.
Jacobowski. Aye. Sullivan,
Aye.
Schuster, aye.
Okay, the link budget is approved. And item 15 is our upcoming meetings. You see those before you. And then item 16 is a motion to adjourn. Do I hear such a motion?
So moved.
Okay, moved by Deitchman,
Second.
second by Schuster. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we stand adjourned. Thank you.